The Labour Party may be on the brink of collapse as mounting evidence points to corruption, deceit and cover-ups within its ranks. But the more shocking revelation, Prime Minister Keir Starmer has even betrayed his own ally, Rachel Reeves, just to safeguard his personal interests. How can a chaotic party, led by someone so deceitful, possibly stand strong? Today, we're exposing the scam of the century and diving into other breaking news. But first, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Politics has always been like a ruthless survival game, where public interests often take a back seat to government agendas and the pursuit of power. When a political party seizes power, the reality rarely aligns with their expectations. Leaders, despite having ample time to prepare and craft policies, are often ill-equipped to tackle the real-world challenges that follow. It's much like learning to drive. You might pass the test, but the actual learning begins when you're behind the wheel, navigating unforeseen situations on the road. Politicians, whether they are prime ministers, chancellors or home secretaries, must gain practical experience through their tenure. A striking example of this is Keir Starmer, who has served as leader of the opposition for quite some time. During his tenure, he had opportunities to hone his leadership and oratory skills. However, leading a nation is a completely different game compared to leading an opposition party. As Prime Minister, Starmer would face intense scrutiny, immense pressure and heavy responsibilities. The skills required to govern a country are vastly different from those needed to oppose policies in Parliament. While he has demonstrated competence in his current role, it remains uncertain whether he can effectively steer the nation. Meanwhile, his ally, Chancellor Rachel Reeves, is also facing mounting challenges within the Labour government. Reeves is currently under heavy criticism, with her credibility taking a serious hit. Initially hailed as a brilliant economist, subsequent investigations revealed that she has limited practical experience in the field. Instead, her previous role involved handling complaints at a bank, far removed from the economic expertise she has claimed. These revelations have raised doubts about her competence and transparency as Chancellor. Politics is rarely fair, and in this case, perception matters more than reality. These damaging revelations have made Reeves a prime target for political attacks. Some analysts even speculate that the question isn't if she'll be replaced, but when she'll be shown the door. The Labour government is now weathering a storm of criticism for pouring enormous funds into controversial international goals while neglecting pressing domestic issues. These decisions have left voters, particularly those struggling with defence spending, farmer support and pension benefits, disillusioned. This discontent could lead to Reeves becoming a sacrificial lamb, offered up to placate public outrage and relieve pressure on the government. Criticism of Reeves has been relentless, especially on social media. Memes mocking her and scathing comments questioning her ability to manage national finances have put her in an increasingly precarious position. Her standing in the Labour government has become incredibly fragile, and no one can predict her fate with certainty. For Keir Starmer, the situation is equally complicated. Allowing Reeves to step down might ease the pressure in the short term, but it would also deal a significant blow to the government's reputation, painting him as an inept leader who fails to stand by his allies. If Reeves becomes further embroiled in crisis, Starmer may be forced to sacrifice her to protect himself and solidify Labour's standing. In politics, there is nothing more dangerous than being perceived as incompetent or lacking transparency. This perception is often the end for anyone hoping to maintain power. If the situation doesn't improve, preserving Labour's image might take precedence over defending a minister under fire. For Rachel Reeves, this means facing an increasingly difficult decision. Will she step down voluntarily, or will she be forced out to salvage the government's reputation? Only time will reveal how this story unfolds, but one thing is certain: the coming developments will be impossible for the public to ignore. Politics is no place for the faint-hearted, and for Starmer, pushing Reeves out may become the ultimate move to secure his power. What are your thoughts on Reeves, and do you think Starmer will sacrifice her to save his position? Let us know in the comments. In other news, a British lawyer has tragically passed away, and several other tourists, including Britons, have been hospitalised after consuming methanol-laced drinks at a bar in Vang Vieng. The deceased has been identified as Simone White, a 28-year-old from Orpington, London, who is suspected to have accidentally ingested methanol during a party night at the bar. Simone White, an intellectual property and technology lawyer, was the fifth tourist to die in a suspected poisoning incident at this popular backpacker destination. The incident occurred on November 12th, when she and her friends, including Bethany Clark, a healthcare worker also from Orpington, were enjoying a night out. Simone was rushed to the hospital after showing signs of poisoning, but she sadly passed away shortly after. The exact cause of death has not yet been confirmed, and her family has declined to comment to the media. According to the UK Foreign Office, they are providing support to Simone White's family and maintaining contact with local authorities in Laos. Lao police have launched an investigation into the incident. In Vang Vieng, where the event took place, at least 7 other tourists, including Britons, have been hospitalised after consuming methanol-tainted drinks. Methanol, a cheaper but highly toxic alternative to ethanol in alcoholic beverages, can be fatal if ingested. The victims, primarily guests at the Nana Backpacker Hostel, reportedly fell ill after drinking alcohol on the night of November 12th. One of Simone White's friends, Bethany Clark, who is also being treated in hospital, shared her experience of falling ill after consuming free drinks at a bar in Vang Vieng. Clark revealed, "My liver started shutting down," and has urged other tourists to steer clear of local spirits. In a Facebook post, Clark recounted that 6 of us from the same group who drank from the same alcohol source are now hospitalised for methanol poisoning. She described her symptoms as follows: "I felt extremely tired and fainted, followed by nausea, and my liver started shutting down." Meanwhile, the incident has also devastated the family of Bianca Jones, a 19-year-old Australian who also died from the poisoning. Her parents, Michelle and Mark Jones, expressed their grief publicly. "We are heartbroken to share the news that our beloved daughter and sister Bianca Jones has passed away. She was surrounded by love, and we take comfort in knowing that her remarkable spirit touched so many lives." In addition to British and Australian victims, 2 Danish women in their 20s and an American man were also reported to have died in Laos. This tragic event has raised significant concerns not only for tourists, but also about the safety of Laos as a travel destination. Duong Duc Toan, the manager of Nana Backpacker Hostel, has denied any involvement in providing the contaminated drinks. He claimed that the alcohol he served guests was Lao Tiger vodka mixed with Coke Zero, and he was unaware of any contamination. "We absolutely did nothing wrong. I genuinely care for all my customers," he said. However, he also mentioned that police have instructed all hostels and bars in Vang Vieng to stop selling drinks after multiple customers exhibited similar symptoms of poisoning. Laos, a landlocked country and one of the poorest in Southeast Asia, is renowned as a popular travel destination, especially for adventure enthusiasts and partygoers. Vang Vieng attracts thousands of backpackers every year, but this incident has prompted many to reconsider the safety of visiting such locations. Currently, Lao authorities are actively investigating the cause of the poisoning and working to ensure that such incidents do not recur. This heartbreaking story serves as a sobering reminder for anyone planning trips to adventurous overseas destinations, especially regarding the hidden dangers of consuming alcohol from unknown sources. What do people think about the issues we have discussed in today's video? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the latest political developments in the UK. Thank you all, and see you in the next videos.